Hello, this is Diabolito here again. Thank you for joining me. This time we're going to talk about another American principle, the clause in the Declaration of Independence that says that all we men are created equal. And the violation of this principle since the beginning of the founding of the nation is what has brought the nation all the karma that's coming back to haunt it, and is the main reason of all the problems the nation is facing throughout the world for violating the principle of all women are created equal, because it's not only referring to the people of the United States, it's referring to all the people around the world, which means that we should also have consideration and respect not only for our own people, but also for the people of the rest of the world nations. Now, do you see the consequences of violating the principle of all women are created equal? Do you see the consequences of saying one thing and doing the opposite? So we hope that you learn your lesson this time. And I'm going to read from my book. This is going back to the basics of American governance, the Declaration of Independence, and the All Women Are Created Equal clause, and the value and principle of life. It is very interesting that the Declaration of Independence begins with the assertion and confirmation that all women are created equal. Here it is confirming that human is indeed valuable because she and he exists and is fashioned after the divine. It validates the world tradition's belief that human life and other life is the basic and first principle and that it must be protected. The basic value and principle, therefore, is the value of life. It has an inherent and intrinsic value in and of itself. Life has to be protected. As such, the Declaration of Independence affirms that protection through the document itself and the Bill of Rights. If the basic value and principle of the nation is life, that means that government and leadership and public servants are there to protect that sacred value and principle. The truth is that whoever and whatever does not deem life valuable and to be protected will not respect or uphold any other value and principles in the sacred documents, since the value and principle of life is at the basis for everything else and every other value and principle in the entire government. Law is created to preserve and protect the basic value and principle of life. Therefore, if anyone does not uphold the basic value and principle of life, that means that he or she deems every other law indispensable and not binding at all. It all starts with the value and principle of life itself, from which all the other laws are born. The whole American core value is the basic value and principle of life. The fact that it is supposed to be a government for the people and not for the king or group or corporation makes it clear that the individual and the collective as people and citizen are created equal in divine value and so deserve their life to be protected, and as such given the opportunity of liberty so that that life can thrive, unlike in totalitarian regimes. The crisis in the nation in terms of violence today is because it has been normalized. Violence has been normalized to the point where the basic value and principle of life has been diminished due to many factors. It is very shameful that so called leaders promote and condone and act as role models of violence after whom the people emulate and learn that life is disposable and of no consequence. This is in total contradiction to the clause that all Americans' lives are valuable and worthy and so must be protected and allowed to be given the opportunity to thrive and to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And this clause of all women are to be respected and given the consideration that they deserve for being human beings applies also to the rest of the peoples of the world. The life comes first for the very important reason that without life there is neither liberty and much less happiness. Therefore, the right to live is the basic and first value and principle that government and its leaders and public servants need to observe and protect, and from the right to live, which is the basic right of rights, which is the right from whence all other rights are derived, including laws and constitutions. Article number 3 of the 1948 Declaration of Human Rights reaffirms what the first line of the Declaration of Independence affirms, that everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person. This is the number 3, or the Empress card in the Tarot. And this card in the major arcana of the Holy Tarot means that in order that for the nation to thrive in true prosperity of the human spirit and otherwise, government and those who form it must work to affirm and protect and secure everyone's right to life and liberty and security. And the basic way to do this is to first and foremost do it by example as beacons of light and the protection of the eternal American flame which is in each citizen. So the so-called leaders and so-called government officials should be the first to give that example and to be role models, not of violence and vulgarity and killing and maiming, but of upholding the sacredness and the holiness of the principle of life. And I will leave it here. Sincerely, this time, the divine chi of the Holy Shekinah.